Hi everyone, Susie here with another scrapbooking process video. Today I'm using this striped hearts die cut that I cut from my Cameo. It's a Paige Evans design. And I am starting out with this kind of ombre peachy pink paper in the background. And I'm using some various different little 6x6 paper pads, some Maggie Holmes and Pebbles, different ones, and here I am just choosing them. And I'm showing you just a little bit of the process how I back my cut files, which I know you've probably seen a million times. I just traced the heart and then cut slightly smaller than the pencil lines. Those are the patterned papers that I chose, and here I'm using my scrappy glue to adhere them. And today I'm going to be scrapbooking an older picture that I found, well, it's pretty old, of my daughter and one of her 4-H pigs. It was just screaming to be scrapbooked, even though it is quite old, like I want to say about 25 years old. And I am matting the photo with some white, and then I use blue, and I end up not using the blue. And actually, while I'm at it, I will just say that I do end up switching out the background, that peach ombre paper in the background, because it was a little bit too orange to go with all the pinks that I picked out. So you'll see in a bit that I switch it out for some old basic gray black paper. And here I'm putting together a couple of little embellishment clusters. I think I try to use that one on the upper, what you see in the upper left hand screen, and I end up also removing that. And I did just loosely use my tape runner to place these hearts down. And that is from the Bloom 6x6 paper pad, and I'm just cutting up a couple of the little pieces from one of the papers, and I'm making a couple of little clusters. There, I made a little banner. Sorry, I'm off screen when I'm doing the cutting. Even though these clusters don't end up making it to my final layout, I will use them on a different layout eventually. There is the blue mat that I told you that I ended up, I don't end up using. It was just a little bit too much of a royal blue to go with the other blues that are backed on the hearts. I like to keep as much in as possible so you can see exactly how I change layouts and tell you the reason why. Sometimes you get something in your head that you think will look good, and then when you put it together, it's not what you had in mind. And there's that cute picture of my daughter and her pig. There you see that I switched out the background to the black. And I cut that #1 prize banner up in the upper left-hand corner. I cut that out of, I think it was Carousel, Maggie Holmes Carousel paper pad. And then I'm choosing a couple of different of the chipboard pieces from Carousel, and they're kind of fair themed, so I thought that was appropriate. Going to use 2 of the chipboard banners, and they are from 2 different collections. I'm not quite sure what the one banner is from. I know one is from Carousel. I don't know the other one. And here I'm just kind of fidgeting with the elements, moving them around the paper to see what looks best. Oh, and there you see I have switched out the frame to a pink frame instead of that blue that was not pleasing to the eye. At this point I'm using some Tim Holtz stickers to make my title, and the title says fair, it will say, I don't know why it took me so long to get these stickers applied, but it did. The title will say Fair Ready in the upper right hand corner or left corner, and then in the bottom right it'll say circa, I don't know what I wrote, 1996. And I'm not sure about that date. I'm going to have to ask my daughter when I see her. I'm not very good with old photos and correctly identifying the year. They always laugh when they look at my layouts and they'll go, "Mom, no, that's the wrong date." See the problems I'm having with these stickers? And I think it's just that they're so thin and little. It was hard to get them actually placed where I wanted to place them. But I do eventually do it. I'm thinking it's about at this point where I feel like the edges are just too clean and cut. And so I decide to tear the black paper and add some pattern paper behind. It's not a very busy pattern paper that I picked. It's kind of like a ledger paper, and I think it just added what I needed to make it stand out a little bit more. There you see that. And I'm trying to decide the paper I'm going to use. That is the ledger paper I end up using right there. And I like it so much I cut 2 strips so I didn't have to, I still had a bit of it left. I kind of, now that I'm watching the video, I kind of like it with just the left side done, but I went ahead and did the right side as well. And I kind of I tore the paper and then I kind of curled the edges a little bit. And here I'm looking for some embellishments to add, and I end up picking some Vicky Bouton epoxy stickers and spreading those around the page. And I think that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I have some still shots at the end so you can see better close-ups. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.